My name is Happy Hour with John Radio. My name is brought to you by Buster's Butcher at 199 South Highway, where every time is the right time. Now, here's your host, Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
Hi, my name is
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. It is a Thirsty Thursday. You know I love them Thirsty Thursdays. You got football on, man. On the Thirsty Thursday from this point on, we have football this Thursday till February. Football. Hall of Fame games tonight. That's right. You get to see the Texans. You're going to get to see the Texans, but you won't see any starters or C.J. Stroud. You're going to get to also see the Chicago Bears, and everybody's excited to see Caleb Williams. Problem is, starters aren't going to play. The Hall of Fame game is about basically the guys being inducted into Canton. It's played in Canton, Ohio, where the Hall of Fame is. And the field is terrible. It's like a high school field. So they don't want to put a lot of their starters out there and a lot of guys and risk the potential of injury. Plus, camp just started, so it is by far the very, 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 very first game because it's not even considered the preseason week one. That doesn't start until August 8th. So we don't have another game for a week. But dadgummit, it's August 1st. Tonight we have football. And then also, my granddaughter turns 1 today. Edie Faye, baby, happy birthday. And I'm going to celebrate by watching some Texans and some Bears tonight. Plus, we got to talk a little NFL action because we got to talk about the Hawkeye technology. I didn't talk about this yesterday because when I saw the news pop, I didn't know really exactly what they were talking about. It's all it has to do with basically bringing the NFL, I guess, into the 21st century. And also possibly getting rid of the chain gang as early as 2025. We'll see this in the preseasons. We'll talk a little bit about that. We got all kinds of NFL news and notes. You know, people I think are funny on X. I love the X. Since I've been injured and I have like really no life anymore, it's been pretty miserable. I come to work, I do my show, can't even drive. It's not like I'm going anywhere. But the X has kept me entertained. Like it really, really has. And just all the different things that you see coming from the X, they'll catch you a little bit off guard. And I'm excited because we are definitely going to talk a ton about how people overreact and go crazy on it. But like one of the things that I saw is you had Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers talking to each other at training camp, and they were very animated. They were arguing somewhat. And everybody's like, oh, my God, the Jets season's in the tank. It's going down. They're arguing with each other. Bro, football players argue. Sometimes they fight. But it's all to try to get a little bit better. Maybe you understand it, maybe you don't. But we'll talk a little bit about it later because we got to talk a lot of baseball today. Chris Sale, man. I want to know at the Sissy's Log Cabin Texan listener line. Is Chris Sale not only the comeback player of the year, but could he be the Cy Young Award winner? Like Chris Sale last year, do you know how bad he was? And I mean, I'm not talking about like he wasn't very good. He was pathetic. He was 6-5 with the dadgum Red Sox last year. His ERA was 4.3. Right now this year, he should have got a win. The Braves did win. Did you see the home runs? The 2 back-to-back. So, Matt Olson and Travis d'Arnaud. Wait, who was it? Matt Olson and, not Travis d'Arnaud. May have been. Now I can't remember. But it was back-to-back, like in the 3rd inning, and then it was back-to-back later on in like the 7th.
Oh, wow.
Like, that hadn't been done in a long deadgum time.
That's crazy.
Since 1998, a pair of teammates hit back-to-back home runs. It was Olsen and Travis d'Arnaud.
Yeah, don't second guess yourself, John. I mean, you got it.
I started thinking about the lineup, and was d'Arnaud actually right behind Olsen? And I was like, because they do move him around a little bit. Matt Olson, though, 2 home runs yesterday. Darno 2 home runs yesterday. Braves got a big dub, but Chris Sale didn't get the win. And he's still 13-3 on the season. That was my whole point. I'm talking about how Chris Sale could be 14-3.
Right.
Should be 14-3.
Right.
He's been awesome. And it's just crazy to think how this guy last year I thought was washed up and the Braves got him for nothing. I mean, he's going to be the comeback pitcher of the year. Do you think do you think right now he's the front runner for the Cy Young?
Maybe.
So you haven't been paying attention much.
I mean, I've been watching. I just haven't been sitting there going, I wonder who the Cy Young is.
I just feel like right now he's been the best pitcher in the National League. But we'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later. I got to talk also about, and I want to hear what you have to think at the Sissy Log Cabin text and listener line 901-360-8255, 901-360-8255. Life's too short for ordinary jewelry. We got to talk a lot of baseball because I love to bet on baseball. Yesterday was a great day betting on baseball. We did good yesterday. Did you know that?
I'm trying to remember what your plays were.
The Padres, big. Remember,
Okay.
they were playing the Dodgers.
Yeah.
They were hot. Clayton Kershaw was coming back. You had Dylan Cease. I was all over the Padres.
yeah.
In fact, I had the Padres huge. Remember, we also took the earlier. Remember the Twins?
That's right.
We had the Twins. What other games did I win yesterday that I gave everybody? Oh, you got lucky if I told you to flip-flop and take the Yankees
Yes.
because I screwed that Phillies one up earlier. And then I hit an over on one game, and I can't remember what. Was it the Cubs-Reds?
I don't remember.
I know I bet on it anyway.
There you go. Well, hey, as long as you're winning money, that's all that matters.
So yesterday was a great day gambling. So today we're going to try to get back up on the bump and win some more games. I can promise you that. It is Thursday, August 1st. We have football. We have baseball. We will be gambling. A couple other news and notes and nuggets from yesterday's baseball. One, the Padres have proven they are here. I talked about A.J. Preller and how they're in go-for-it mode. They beat the absolute tar out of the Dodgers yesterday. Did you see any of that?
No, I think, was that an afternoon game?
No, that was last
a night
night.
game?
That was the
Okay.
one I was waiting on, man,
Yeah,
to finish.
I didn't watch much baseball last night.
Oh, man, I was all up in it. It was all day long, all day strong. Once you turn it on, you can't turn it off.
Right.
Is that not how you are with baseball?
No, I watch a lot of baseball. I just didn't watch any last night. Last
Would
night
you?
was my off night.
Was it Melinda night?
Yeah, we hung out.
Chick-fil-A for dinner
That's right.
and a movie?
No, we just shopped a little bit.
You go shopping?
Yeah, I like shopping. Shopping's cool.
You're just a sweet young nice kid,
Thank
man. But yeah, they absolutely destroyed it. The Padres. You have Luis Ariz hitting leadoff, always getting on base, scoring runs, knocking in runs. Xander Bogaerts is playing a mean second base. That dude hits third for you. You got Manny Machado doing his business. Solano doing his business. I just like the makeup of this team. I like their bullpen. And I just like the fact that they got some moxie. I like the way they like each other. Like that, they're a dugout that reminds me almost of watching the College World Series. If you watch the Padres, their dugout is always having fun.
You're right about that.
I kind of like that. And they're also like when they were coming back against the Dodgers just the night before on Tuesday. Remember they were down 5-0 after the first. And you look over in the dugout after that 5-run first, and they're in the dugout and they're all firing each other up and like, hey, we can keep going to this. They get a couple unearned runs. Next thing you know, they're just going bananas. So I don't know. I enjoy the Padres, and I guess it's also because they're the anti-Dodgers. Even though they go for it and spend a ton of money, like the Dodgers have now become the villains. They're like the Yankees of the West Coast. They buy up everybody, and poor Clayton Kershaw looked terrible. Terrible. Did you see him last night?
No, I didn't. What was his line? Do you have?
Dude, I don't have the line in front of me. I can tell you it was over. By the third inning, I knew the game was 100% over because after the second inning, it was 4-0.
Holy cow!
So when they went to the top of the third and held the Dodgers just to one run, I was like, all right, it's gonna get nasty. And then by the end of the fourth, I think it was 7-1.
Wow.
And I already marked it down as a dub.
Wow. Let's see. Clayton Kershaw, 3.2 innings pitched, 7 runs on 6 hits.
Ooh.
But only 3 of those were earned runs. 1 walk.
Yeah, the Dodgers
and
had
gave up 1
3
home run.
errors.
Wow, that's crazy, actually.
Well, shoot, man. You know how the Astros won yesterday? That might be the craziest game I watched all day yesterday. It's the luckiest win. Oh, and by the way, that was my luckiest win I've ever had in my entire life.
I did see that
O'Neal
game.
Cruz.
Yeah, I saw that.
O'Neal Cruz, who, by the way, is second in all of baseball with his the speed of his bat off of his ball average. You know who he's second to only?
Who's that?
Isn't it Giancarlo Stanton, who's not playing anymore?
Is that right? Well, he's back.
He's back. Oh, he's
I don't
back.
know if he's played yet, but I know they activated him.
Oh, no, it's two of them. It's Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton. He's third to the two Yankees. With the highest exit velo off of his bat, okay?
Okay.
He's got the strongest arm of a shortstop. He's thrown the ball across the diamond over 101 miles an hour this year.
Dang.
He can run. He can hit. He can field. Except for when he can't. He had 3 errors yesterday.
Woo.
He had 2 on one play. Dude.
That's crazy.
And the Astros came back and won that joint. And I was freaking out because I thought that was about to kill everything. They were down 4-0 at the top of the second. They got an unearned run in the second. They got 2 unearned runs in the third. Next thing you know, it's a 4-3 game. 3 unearned runs. The deadgum Pirates don't score the rest of the game.
Wow.
And the Astros have a pinch hit with 2 outs and a man on first. That little bitty dude had only hit his 4th home run of the entire year. Dubon hits a bomb. Astros win. I dance half naked in the streets. I didn't really dance because I can't move or wiggle, but in my mind,
you were dancing naked.
Man, I was dancing. I was partying. I was celebrating. I was having a good one. And by the way, speaking of the Yankees, though, I also meant to bring them up. Yesterday, you saw them take care of the Phillies.
Sure did.
DJ LeMahieu woke up.
Yo, yeah, sure did.
You know how bad DJ LeMahieu's been this year?
He has not been good, John.
He was batting 180.
Woo.
180. And the other part about it is his on base percentage was only 270. He's not even getting walks.
Dang.
His slugging was 252.
Yeah, that's not good.
Now, that sounds bad. But it's not as bad as the worst player in the history of baseball hosts having the worst season on the worst team, which I'll tell you a little bit later. But LeMahieu had 6 RBI yesterday and hit an early inning bomb. Like, that's just, if he gets going, you got Chiz now playing over at third base. They got a third baseman finally. They've been missing that whole time. You got LeMahieu over at first, Torres at second. Your man Soto, Judge, and Verdugo are your 3 outfielders. All 3 can rake. Stanton, if he stays healthy, is a nasty DH. I mean, hell, Anthony Volpe's playing a mean shortstop and getting on base. I got to say, man, Yankees looking pretty nasty. The one thing that kind of scares me, even Clay yesterday, you know, he goes out there and gives up a single. He got lucky and got Bryce Harper to roll into a double play to end that bad boy on the very first pitch. But he looked like, you know how dominant he was earlier in the season? He had a complete stretch where he went, I think it was 16 appearances without giving up a run. Dude was absolutely dealing. Lately, I mean, he blew one on Monday. And he hasn't been the exact same person. Or no, I think he blew it against Boston the last time they played. I can't remember. That was actually, I think, last Friday. But the point is, he had lost 2 in a row. He'd blown 2 saves in a row against the Mets and the damn Red Sox. And then all of a sudden, now he's back. He's looking pretty good. That's going to be the big question. Is their bullpen going to be able to hold up? And is their starting staff going to be enough? But damn, man, Baltimore's looking pretty good, too. I can't believe Jackson Holliday hit a grand slam yesterday for his first home run on an 0-2 count, by the way. Mm-hmm. His first little out where he rolled over, and at least he made some contact. I was worried that he was going to he's going to come up and struggle again. Then he hits a grand slam, and he got the last out yesterday of the baseball game, and he was the person they interviewed. So it feels like Jackson Holliday finally hit the ground running. I hope he's worked on some of the things. It just seems like the problem that he's been having trouble with is Holliday's been having trouble with all the off-speed pitches. And he actually took an off-speed pitch yesterday for yards, so that's a good sign for him. Orioles play the Guardians today. They still haven't listed a pitcher for the Orioles. They don't know who's going to pitch today. What's up with that?
Interesting. Not a lot of games today, John.
We only got like five.
Yeah.
Cardinals and Cubs is a big one tonight.
That's going to be a big one. Good pitching matchup. Sonny Gray versus
Sonny.
Shodi Managa.
Yup. I'm looking forward to this, to a little bit of baseball.
Yeah.
Now, I do have to bring up the Olympics for just a minute, and this is going to probably be annoying. Because I'm very disappointed in the Olympic Games. What about you?
I've actually been loving them, John. What are you disappointed about?
Just so many damn things about the Olympics have made me almost throw up, to be honest with you. So, first and foremost, when it came to the Olympics, the first thing I was disgusted at was finding out that the Netherlands were allowing a convicted rapist compete for their beach volleyball team.
I did see that, yes. That was...
My man had raped a 12-year-old twice, went to prison, got out. They say he's now good to go, and they put a convicted child rapist on their beach volleyball team. Kind of disgusted. Do you know how much times have changed? In 2016, they suspended one of their dudes for going out and having beers after qualifying for the Olympics.
Interesting.
And again, this is the Dutch who love smoking weed and have the red light district and stuff. I know they're a little bit different, but it's just kind of weird to me that I don't even know. That's one that I didn't like. Two, you let the swimmers swim in a poo river, a river that it's been against the law for 120 years to swim in it. It just became legal 2 weeks prior to the Olympic Games to swim in it. And did you know after the Olympic Games, do you know what's going to happen?
What's that?
It's going back to being illegal to swim in that joint.
Wow, how about that? Open it up just for a couple weeks.
The French, and by the way, a lot of the Parisians yesterday, I was paying attention, they're still pissed off about the whole fact that they spent $1.5 billion to clean up a dirty river for a couple days for a swimming race. Like swimming's something else, man. It's disgusting. And then did you hear about all the swimmers who were talking about, like, when they went under the bridge, how disgusting. They said they swam through things that you don't ever want to see or think about or touch ever again.
Gross.
Like, the swimmers were saying that they swam through poo. And did you know the girl who, like, won the whatever one this morning, said she threw up 10 times in the water. I don't know if you know this, but isn't it dangerous to, like, be swimming and throwing up?
It doesn't sound like something safe to do.
So, like, that's just disgusting. Like, you spend $1.5 billion to clean a polluted body of water. It's not really clean, and you let them compete in it. But you say you care about the Olympians and their safety because you put your safety first. And then you let a dude beat up a woman in a boxing ring. Did you see that?
I'm sorry, what?
The dude who, like, so trans women, if you don't know this, are men. So I'm tired of, like, I'm not here to screw along with people's mental illness. That ain't my problem. I'm not pretending with it. But, like, where are all the feminists? Where's everybody who's pissed? A woman got her brains smashed in this morning by a dude. You didn't know that?
I don't know if that's accurate.
So in 2023, they didn't let him compete because of his high levels of testosterone.
Right.
And then they did a DNA test, and he has what chromosomes?
I've seen videos that say
I'm looking at,
that's not accurate.
Well, because you looked at a video?
Yeah.
Well, that's a video. In 2023, was he disqualified from the Olympics?
Right, but
they did do a test, a DSD test. And he's a dude.
I haven't seen anything about the chromosome. I have seen the testosterone thing, but I think this woman just has a condition that she has higher testosterone.
Nope. She has, like, the problem is the chromosome with the Y.
I have to double check.
You can double check. I've been looking at it all morning. But the point is, and they opened up with a drag show.
I did see that.
Like, come on, man. We've had a drag show, people swimming in poo, a man beating up a woman, and we've had a child rapist who can compete in the Olympics. I thought the Olympic Games were to, like, unite. Oh, and don't forget, the Israeli team, people were chanting Hitler and death to Israel.
What?
during the soccer game. Oh, you didn't see that?
I didn't see that. When did that happen?
Oh, just a couple days ago. I don't know how you missed that
Jeez.
one. That was one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. And it's like the other people in the stands were just kind of like drinking their beer and watching it.
Huh.
And just to give another little thing, just to show like all you people who are lunatics and all you crazy woke people who think it's okay for men to compete with women. Do you know who Katie Ledecky is?
A monster.
The best woman swimmer in the history of women's swimming. Did you know that she has the 20 fastest times in the 1500 by women? The 20 fastest times by a woman. Do you know what Leah Thomas, who again is a dude? Do you know what when he broke the women's the quote record at the NCAA? Do you know what his numbers were?
I don't.
Well, he would have only been 9 seconds off her world record. So she did. Where is it? I wrote this bad boy down, and she was 15 minutes and 20 seconds for the 1500 free. He did it in 15 minutes and 29 seconds, which would be the sixth fastest time. So there would be Leah Thomas, who would have gotten a silver medal, by the way, yesterday in the 1500. But thank goodness he actually completed puberty. That's why they said that he couldn't compete, because if you go through your entire stage, like you have to transition before you're like 20 or something. Anyway. That's just kind of sad for me with the Olympics. That's my complaining. Tell me if you're loving the games or if you think they've gone complete lunacy. I thought they were here to celebrate sports and unite the world. Instead, I feel like they just sowed division. But I'm going to switch up gears because we got to talk about Luke Kennard and the Grizzlies. We got to talk about their 1-year deal and how my man Isaac Simpson feels, because he's next on Sports 56. 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Looking for sports in all the wrong places? Try the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland Town Square. Fun, friendly, exciting, and comfortable with wall-to-wall TVs for all your favorite games, 24 taps for all your favorite beers, including NA and local craft beers, and an in-front-of-the-wall full bar for all your other favorite beverages, including a full wine list. And in an upscale menu, patio seating, daily specials, and events, and you found all your sports in the one right place. The Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland Town Square, Highway 70.
Savings. Now that's speaking the Lowe's language. And when you join My Lowe's Rewards for free, the savings just keep coming. Save money with member-only offers, plus earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards, just for you. Because Lowe's knows you earned it, literally. Learn more about our loyalty program at Lowes.com/MyLowe'sRewards and become a member for free today. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See Lowes.com/terms for full details. Subject to change.
At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, they're proud to give back to communities across the state. Giving back to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, which helps treat and defeat childhood cancer, is a meaningful effort that is very close to their hearts. They're honored to stand alongside 1,600 dedicated volunteers and tournament participants as they make this year's annual FedEx St. Jude Golf Tournament fundraiser a resounding success right here in Memphis, Tennessee. To read more about how Blue Cross Blue Shield helps communities, please visit bcpst.com.
Keep it twisted all year long with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea is real iced tea that packs a punch with 5% alcohol. Tastes great at the beach, the mountains, or even in the backyard. Look for the bright yellow Twisted Tea flavors. Responsibly.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
In Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises.
just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it. Because you're not just taking the bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets, vegan and gluten-free options available, convenience, and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com. So whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli, locations at Ridgeway in the Parkway Center, Poplar Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and Goodman Road in Highland Branch. Jason's Deli is wholesome food and no surprises.
Admit it. When you start thinking about tastes of Memphis, you think treats, sweets. You think Dinstall's. For 122 years now. What is that, 5 generations? When people wanted something to bring to a party that will just make everybody happy, they bring out Dinstall's. 122 years of cashew crunch, of heavenly hash, of turtlettes, of their award-winning fudge. That's worldwide. It's known that well. Then there's the milk chocolate. It all starts there. There's the double-dip peanuts. And then every fall, those famous chocolate-covered strawberries with that fondant. And they won't tell you what's in the fondant, but it makes it oh so special. And easy to get to. 5 locations. There's where they make the candies in Pleasant View. There's Germantown. There's Collierville. There's even one downtown and in my neck of the woods in Laurelwood. You know what? 122 years made in Memphis and enjoyed by the whole world. Dinstall's.
Be sure to follow us at Sports56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows. Stay up to date with station events and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports56 WHBQ. Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour brought to you by Buster's Butcher at 199 South Highland, where every cut is the right cut. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. Happy Thirsty Thursday. Feels like one of them days that you need to get a little Tato's in your life. And also maybe a big old ribeye, a T-bone, a porterhouse, New York strip, maybe some sausage, pork chops, some nice cured meat, some cheeses, a charcuterie board, some greens, some corn souffle. Oh, my gosh. Doesn't all that sound good?
Sounds delicious.
Man, all you got to do is go to Buster's Butcher. Yep. Right at why you know you're going to Buster's Liquor Store today. It's Thirsty Thursday. Everybody goes to the liquor store on Thursday. You're getting ready for the weekend. When you go to Buster's Liquor Store right there at Poplar and Highland, bing, bang, boom, look right next door, right behind the liquor store, right next door to the liquor store, however you want to call it, is Buster's Butcher. Stop on in. It is absolutely fabulous. There's nothing like it. Learn more at bustersbutcher.com. Head on by and check them out. By the way, Buster's Butcher is open 7 days a week. Yes, it is. Buster's Butcher is not only open 7 days a week, it's open 10 to 6 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sunday. Stop in there for the finest cuts meats around. Don't forget, though, there's 2 liquor stores now. There's only one butcher. That's Buster's Butcher. But there's also a new liquor store, Buster's Liquor Store. They're right there at the Ridgeway Trace Shopping Center. You know when you're coming out Poplar, and it kind of does a little split, and I think it's like an Olive Garden on your left when you're heading towards like Germantown and Collierville from Midtown or something. And then you go around the little loop. You got the interstate. Once you pass that bad boy, you got the Ridgeway Trace Shopping Centers on your right. Pull up in that bad boy. They got all kinds of little shops. Plus, the main thing they got is the liquor store. It's the best. It's Buster's Liquor Stores and Buster's Butcher. Now, we got to talk a little bit about the Dallas Cowboys because my man Isaac Simpson is a big Cowboys fan, and I noticed something today. You know how they do their little training camp every year in Oxnard, California? Well, bro, they usually have thousands of fans who show up. Guess what? Nobody's showing up.
Why not?
Oh, no, Isaac?
No, we have Isaac. That was another caller.
Oh, okay. I thought.
See, I saw you rambling. I was like, I hope he's not waiting on me to put him on or
you were
something.
looking at me the way you were doing it.
I was just making
sorry.
sure you're good.
No. Yeah, I'm good. But, dude, you're the Dallas Cowboy fan as well.
That's right.
Nobody's showing up to support Big
I didn't
D.
know this.
Dude, look at that.
Oh, John, I'll be honest with you. I can't see that far.
Dude, you're like 23 years old. Your eyes
I
can't
know.
see
I
that.
don't have great eyes.
Oh, you do have glasses on.
Thank you. Which means I should be able to see it, but I can't.
Man,
Unfortunately.
man. Something I'm still better than you at, and I'm, what, how old are you?
Yeah, check my ribs. How about that? Let's get to Isaac.
Don't make me laugh. Isaac, man, how you doing today?
Man, I'm good. Good. How are you, John?
Dude, I need to make sure you are good because, dude, your Cowboys, they didn't do anything to make their team better this year. They ain't paid nobody. Jerry sounds crazy. His son sounds a little
What
nuts.
else is new?
And now nobody's showing up to their training camp out in Oxnard. What's going on?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all because I'm feeling the same way. I can't remember, a year. You have to go back years to where I've kind of felt like this going into the season. Usually I'm super tuned in to every single thing that's going on with training camp, every single bit of news you can get out of Oxnard. And this season, I really don't care. Like it's weird because if you've lost me, you've lost a lot. And this offseason, it's just the way the last season ended. I mean, you had so much hope going to those playoffs, get second seed, get killed by Green Bay on your own field, let a young quarterback come in there and just dismantle your defense. And you go into the offseason thinking, okay, well, they're going to do everything they can to improve this team, and did absolutely nothing. Sign Hendricks at linebacker, and that's pretty much the only thing they did. Haven't paid any of their own guys. That's something that they usually do, but they always wait to the last minute, and they could have signed some of those guys, and they lied and said they didn't have any money and to pay guys in free agency. If they had signed one of those guys, that would have opened up cap room, and they just haven't done anything. Still, CeeDee Lamb holding out. It just didn't go out and get a running back, didn't draft one, brought back Zeke, who I love Zeke, don't get me wrong, but 2024,
I was going to say,
Zeke should not be your RB1. Yeah. So it was just an egregious offseason, probably one of the worst off seasons I've ever seen from a professional sports franchise, just overall. I mean, just seeing the situation, I just don't understand what they're trying to do.
I'm right there with you, to be honest with you. I don't either. Jerry's always about making money, and it's just weird. Also, and then do you remember Stephen Jones' comments this week about like how he said that Dak Prescott reminds him a lot of Matt Stafford. It took Stafford a long time, and then he goes, he didn't win. He didn't win a lot of games in Detroit. He got on the right team at the right time with the right chemistry, and they won a championship. Like, was Stephen Jones basically saying that Dak's got to leave Dallas to get a championship? Are they like? Because to me, it feels like I think they're done with Dak, and they're going to let him hit unrestricted free agency and basically bounce.
Yeah, that's what it feels like to me as well. It feels like Dak Prescott is going to be on another team in 2025. They're saying they have an offer on the table to him, and CeeDee Lamb right now, I'm sure those offers aren't up to par. I would be putting the bet. They just sent them some BS offer that they're not going to accept. It just feels like that. I mean, it's crazy that you would let your franchise quarterback walk. I mean, I know what people think about Dak and what he's been able to do in the playoffs. You look at the numbers, though, man. He's near the top of the league, and it can be worse. That you should find out that after you look at the time between Troy Aikman and Tony Romo. I was young, but I remember those days and all those quarterbacks they recycle. And you see teams doing it all the time, man. Sometimes you go years without finding a quarterback that's good enough to win games for you. So you could definitely be much, much worse than Dak. And I think they could find that out because you hear about what Trey Lance is doing in training camp, and it hasn't been good. So I'm hoping they're not thinking Trey Lance is going to be that guy to step in because I've heard that he's been awful in training camp. So I don't know, man. I just, as a fan, man, it's been a rough off season. I just don't know what the direction is of the team. It just feels like kind of a lame duck here because you have all those guys unsigned. Your entire coaching staff pretty much is on a 1-year contract. This is the last year of that deal. It just feels like this is leading towards a full rebuild. And I don't think this team didn't need that. They had, with the talent they have and the guys they have under contract, there was no reason for this team to go into a full rebuild right now.
All right, I feel bad because now, like this is. I promise you, we're gonna have fun. I'm not gonna pick at you. I just saw some things,
Oh, man.
and when I see things about Dallas, I always think about you. When I see things about the White Sox, I always think about you because I know that these are your teams. And
Man, well, we talk about the White Sox, man. That's I don't even know what to say about that right now. That's even worse. That's a whole nother story. We could talk about that for hours about what's going on with them.
well,
So-
I just have to bring this up because I saw this and I feel your pain. I feel bad for the White Sox fans. I feel bad for you, but I feel bad for Andrew Benintendi. Have you heard about how bad his season's going?
Yeah, I mean, he's been awful. He had one good moment there, hit a walk-off home run, had a couple good games in a row, but outside of that, I mean, he's just been terrible. And the organization, just overall, I mean, Jerry Reinsdorf should be locked up. It's criminal, the things that he's done and the way he's massacred that organization. Because I saw a tweet earlier going back to 2020, right before we jumped on here, and things look so promising. I mean, they had all those young guys locked up. They were saying this could be a decade long of good baseball. We had a couple of years losing the first round of the playoffs, and that's all we got out of that. Now we're trending to be the worst team in history. So it's a rough year, man. I still hang in there. I watch the games, man, but it's tough.
Dude, when Jan
really,
Moncada was coming up, he was supposed to be the greatest thing since
Yeah.
sliced bread.
Just
Eloy
never panned out, can't stay healthy.
Jimenez.
Yeah.
Roberts is always injured. Luis Robert always injured. Like, yeah, nothing. I mean, hell, their super, super great pitching staff even fell to crap.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. Yeah, I feel bad for the White Sox. But, dude, listen to this. You want to talk about bad? Andrew Benintendi is on the worst team right now in almost Major League Baseball history. They have 17 straight losses. They lost 17 in a row. Earlier in the season, they went on a 14-game losing streak. They've been outscored this year by 229 runs.
Ridiculous.
229 runs, and they're 40 games back of first place in their own damn division. It's pretty sad. Hell, they're 26 games back of fourth place. 26 games back of fourth. So things aren't good. But could you imagine playing on this team and then also having the worst WAR in all of baseball? That's what Andrew Benintendi's going through. My man has a WAR of negative 2.1. He's on pace right now to have the worst single season WAR in baseball history on possibly the worst team in baseball history. Talk about, you think your year's been rough? I'm like, man, my ribs are broke. I did this. I pulled my groin. No, dude, if I'm Andrew Benintendi, bro, that needs to call the hotline.
Yeah, man, and it's not going to get any better because they traded out. Tommy Pham was probably the only bright spot in that clubhouse. I mean, he had a really big impact on that clubhouse. He's going back to St. Louis. Hit a grand slam in his first game back with the Cardinals. Obviously,
Dude's grateful to be out of Chicago, isn't he?
yeah, man. I can't blame him. I mean, I can't imagine what it's like coming in there, having to show up to that ballpark and being in that clubhouse day in and day out, and you got Pedro Cafal saying dumb stuff. I mean, he is awful. I mean, it's just they're talking about possibly bringing A.J. Przinsky back as manager next year. One thing that he's not going to tolerate is what you're seeing out there right now. I mean, you got guys loafing off the first base, and it's just bad, man. It's bad baseball. You can tell the body language is not great. These guys are just ready to bail it in, and I can't say I blame them. I mean, you look at that, they're the worst team in history. I don't know. I just don't understand how those guys show up day in and day out. 17-game losing streak, like you said, 14-game losing streak earlier. I mean, I just don't even think they care anymore at this point.
Man, I didn't even mean to spend this much time on misery, and I'm sorry about that. It's just I was thinking about Dallas this morning, and I was thinking about the damn White Sox and Andrew Benintendi's year, and I was thinking about my poor ribs, and I was like, man, poor Isaac. I got to tell him all this terrible stuff, make him feel better. No, but we're going to talk Luke Kennard on the other side. I got a whole bunch of stuff I got to ask you about Luke, how you feel about Luke, what you think about the move, signing him to a one-year, $11 million deal. We're also going to talk about the Olympics and, of course, the men's basketball team. That's all next with Isaac Simpson, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
They can't
get that Central Barbecue location on Central back open soon enough.
It's still going to be a little while. They do things right at Central Barbecue. That's why every location is so unique.
I know, but there's a lot of different Central Barbecue locations. But I miss the OG, the Central Barbecue on Central.
You know, it's going to be completely different.
Well, not completely.
Yeah, when the Central Barbecue location on Central reopens, it'll be bigger, nicer, more streamlined.
But still on Central.
That's about the only thing. For the time being, until they tell us different, you can't go wrong with any of the Central Barbecue locations.
You know, I think we broke our record for saying Central Barbecue the most times in a Central Barbecue commercial.
Is your everyday congestion preventing you from enjoying life's big moments? Try Vicks Sinex Saline today and get yourself back in the action. Vicks Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion with a gentle ultrafine mist. Sinex Saline's drug-free, no-mess formula instantly moisturizes and soothes dry, irritated nasal passages for quick and effective relief. Get back to enjoying life's big moments to the fullest without having to worry about everyday congestion holding you back. Just Sinex, breathe, use as directed.
Looking for an engagement ring that will really knock her socks off? You need to be at Genesis Diamonds. It's such a privilege at Genesis Diamonds for us to work with the world's finest designers, to be able to offer brands like Tacori and Verragio, and we're excited to be able to give you something really Genesis Vice President David Cooper, the craftsmanship, the detail, the quality, the individuality is bar none anything else. Genesis has been selected as an exclusive provider for every top designer from ways to choose from. And if that's not enough, they can create something that's truly custom craft your literally anything you can imagine. We have the capabilities to realize any dream. These leather stores we call new. We've been doing it for 5 years already. So don't settle for a medium style design. You deserve. I'm David Cooper from Genesis Diamonds, and I'm excited to see you show. It's extended.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour brought to you by Buster's Butcher at 199 South Highland, where every cut is the right cut. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's a thirsty Thursday. It always makes me think of Tito's, Buster's Liquor Stores, because they have two of them. They have a new one at Ridgeway Trace Shopping Center. They have the original Gangster at Poplar and Highland. And they also have Buster's Butcher Shop. You heard that right. For the finest cuts of meat, for the best sausage, for the best cured meats, cheeses. Oh, my goodness, for the best of the best. Buster's Butcher. Learn more at bustersbutcher.com. And just stop by. They're open from 10 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 12 to 6 on Sunday. What's up, Isaac?
Hey, what up?
Dude, I'm so excited, man. We get to talk a little basketball because I was just talking poppycock on the other side. Hope I didn't put you in a bad mood with all that Cowboys and White Sox, that White Sox talk. I just found it fascinating, and I just wanted to get your take as a big fan. Now I need to know about the Grizzlies. What do you think about them bringing back Luke Kennard for 1 year and $11 million?
I mean, I think they're positives and negatives to it in a way. I knew he was coming back. Like I never thought people started speculating that maybe they were going a different direction. I didn't know what the holdup was, but I knew that he was coming back. I mean, if you watch any hints, you see him on Instagram. He was locked into the Grizzlies Summer League. I saw pictures of him. He was wearing Grizzlies gear. He had been in town. He was playing in a golf tournament with Penny Hardaway. I mean, it was. You knew he was coming back. I never had any question about that. The team needed shooting, and they love him. No doubt about that. Clymer's a Duke guy. He's a Duke guy. And from all accounts I've heard that he really enjoys being here and being in the city. So I never had any question on him bringing back. I think a little bit.
What do you think about the $11 million?
Yeah, I think a little bit of sticker shock when I saw that come across the timeline. I think you kind of looking at the market, and I kind of tweeted this out and put some heat for it because people don't really go into nuance about what you're saying. Like it's like I'm taking a shot at Luke Kennard. The only thing I was saying is that if you look around the market this summer, like Luke Kennard's value was not $11 million. I mean, you look at shooters and specialists and the amount of money they were getting. I mean, I brought out Gary Trent Jr. Is a guy he signed for $2.5 million. Milwaukee. I mean, you saw Buddy Hield get $9 million with the Warriors. I mean, we just saw Tyus Jones go for $3.3 million.
I know.
the money had just dried up. I mean, there wasn't Preston Chua, I think, re-signed with the Knicks for $6 million, maybe. Just the guys that were left out there in the market, they weren't getting any money. I mean, the money just wasn't big for your kind of role player type specialist guys out there in the market. So it was kind of surprising to see them pay $11 million because it also puts them into the luxury tax. Now you have until the end of the year to get down from that, but it was just surprising because he got started out at 14, and with him being on the market this long, I think people were expecting maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 at the max. So to see him come back at 11, I think was it was surprising to me. And I just think that if, in hindsight, if I knew they were going to spend $11 million, I think I probably earlier in free agency would have preferred a more overall player. I think Luke is I like Luke, but he's as much of a specialist as you can get. I mean, he's a guy, people throw out the 45% number and how he leads the NBA, but there's context to that because he's a guy that he only shoots wide open threes. He doesn't create his shot at all. If anybody looks like they're going to close out on him, he's going to pass the basketball. And his defense has been so bad that it's hard you can't keep him on the floor in high leverage situations. So when you look at that 45%, and that sounds great, and he's going to knock down open shots when he gets them, but there's a cap on it. It is not as impactful as it sounds when you say he shoots 45%. Hell, he shoots better than Steph Curry, but nobody thinking he's anywhere in the stratosphere the level of player that Steph Curry is because, again, those shots, it's the context of when he gets them, how aggressive he's going to be when defenses try to close out on him. And you get into a playoff situation, it's just kind of tough to have him on the floor because of that defense. But, again, I think at this point in free agency, I think it was the right move to bring him back. And I think on a one-year deal, it does give you flexibility if you decide to move him at the deadline, with it being a one-year deal. And if not, I mean, in the offseason, depending on how his season goes, if he plays really well, then I guess maybe you let him walk because you got other guys you have to pay. If he plays okay and you still want him, maybe you can renegotiate him at a lower amount. So I think that's the positive side of it. But I think just a little bit of sticker shock when I saw that $11 million come across the timeline.
Man, looking around, I mean, the $11 million is the thing that's crazy, but I do look over at the overall roster, and I do feel really good, as long as
absolutely.
Like, the overall roster I feel real good about. And one thing that's making me feel better about the overall roster is watching Santi Aldama in the damn Olympics, bro. Like, Spain got past Greece. He's looking really good. Is he going to take that next step this season?
Man, you hope so. And I'm right there with you. I feel as good about this roster maybe as I've ever felt going into the season, just the depth they have. I mean, you just look at the guys that they've drafted. You got Zach Edey, and you look at – they might have the best group of two-way guys ever with Scottie Pippen Jr., Cam Spencer, and Huff. Those three guys, especially you got older guys, those are guys that are all, I think, NBA contract-worthy guys. And you got those guys, it's like you have 3 extra roster spots. Because any of those guys, I feel like, to step in right now and play minutes for you if you had to. And most teams don't have that. Most teams might have, out of their two ways, they might have one guy that's kind of a guy that might have a future. They have 3 real players on two ways. And Sonny, I mean, it's just been absolutely fantastic. I mean, we've kind of heard these things before, but hopefully it translates. I think they have some decisions to make. I tweeted this out last night. If Sonny comes into the season, he carries that over, he's going to be looking to get paid, and you kind of look at
Brandon Clark.
Yeah, you have Jaren and Zach Edey as the starters, and you kind of have Sonny and BC and both kind of power forwards. I mean, I think they're going to masquerade BC as a center, but I think that they need to turn one of those guys into a real center, because if Zach Edey goes down, you got issues with rebounding, because you don't want to be forced to play Brandon Clark or Sonny Aldama at the 5. That's not what you want to see. And I just think if Sonny breaks out, I don't know if you can pay him, have him pay Jared coming up. I just think there has to be a decision to be made there between Sonny and Brandon Clark. But those are all good problems to have. Yeah, so, I mean, that just shows you the depth that this team has. So I'm excited, man, about this team roster overall. Even all the guys, even Jalen Wells is a guy that's probably not going to get any playing time this year. And he's another guy that I think could possibly play for you right now. So they have a lot of depth, a new coaching staff. They're going to be revamping the offense. That's going to be something to watch, because I think that that's been the team's biggest drawback, the half-court offense. We know what they can do defensively, but I think people are sleeping on this team. I mean, you have people saying this team's going to be 7 seed, 8 seed, 9 seed, and don't forget that this team was the second 2 seed 2 years in a row before these injuries. I just don't understand. When you look at the top 9, top 10 of this roster, I mean, you can put it up against pretty much anybody in the West. Now, I don't know if this is a team that's going to win a championship, but they're definitely in the mix. They're going to be at the top of the West with that group of teams that everybody thinks has a chance to win a championship, and they're just sleeping on this team, and they seem to do that year in and year out, no matter what the facts are right in front of them.
This is something that's like I keep like looking at, of course, on Grizz Twitter, and a lot of people are very different on what they think the starting five is going to look like. Some people think that Vince Williams Jr. is going to start. Some people think it's going to be Marcus Smart that's going to start. Who do you think it's going to be? And I'm talking about, of course, that means Morant, Bain, Jaren Jackson Jr., Zach Edey are going to be on the court. But who is it going to be? Vince Williams Jr. or Smart?
Man, for me, it should be Gigi or Vince Williams Jr., but it's going to be Marcus Smart. As long as he's here, I mean, that's just kind of a political thing. With him being a veteran, he's also making $19, $20 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to start, and I don't like it because it puts a strain on the rest of the rotation. Because if you're starting him, then that makes you have to do some wonky things with that second unit. I think Vince Williams Jr. is essentially going to be your
small forward,
quote-unquote, backup point guard.
Wow.
I think, because I think it's going to be, I mean, if you look at that 10, I mean, there's going to be some mixed matches. Smart's going to play some there, too. I think Bain is going to be on the ball at times, which I don't like at all because I think health-wise, I think that's not great for him when he gets downhill. I think that's why you see a lot of injuries, the foot injury. Also, I think it takes away from his offense, but I think you're going to see him, Desmond Bain, Vince Williams Jr., and Smart all play on the ball some. I guess Derrick Rose, you'll throw him in there every now and then in between times he's sitting out. When he's healthy, he'll play a few minutes here and there. But for the most part, I don't think they're going to run a traditional backup point guard. I think that backup lineup, though, is going to be with Smart starting. I think the backup is going to be Vince Williams Jr., what am I looking at? Vince Williams Jr., Luke Kennard, Gigi Jackson, Sunday Aldama, and BC. I think that's going to be your backup five, and I think they're going to use Vince Williams Jr. on the ball a lot, which a lot of people are big fans of. Now, he is a good passer, but I'm just not really a fan of having non-traditional guys play point guard.
Play point guard, yeah.
Like he can be on the ball some. That's why I was pushing for Scottie Pippen Jr. because I really think he's ready. I think he can fill in for 10 to 12 minutes there and play backup point guard and do a good job for you. But they're just on this. Even Luke Kennard is a guy that they put on the ball at times. So all of their wings, they kind of use those guys on the ball, and I think you're going to see a lot of that. Again, I would like for them to go another route, but I think that's what you're going to see, and I think Smart is definitely going to be in that starting lineup, whether you want to call him the small forward or Bain the small forward, whatever. They'll switch out depending on who their guard defensively, but I think those two guys will be starting next to each other along with Jai and Tripp and Zach Edey.
Ready to talk a little bit of Grizzlies. We've been talking with Isaac Simpson, man. What y'all been doing over to Ethos those Grizzlies?
Yeah, man, definitely got to be dropping something soon, man. Definitely got to talk about the Luke Kennard situation. And, man, right around the corner, man, we'll be looking at training camp here in probably about 6 weeks, so 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I think it's going to be a really good season. I think this team's going to surprise a lot of people because for some reason they're sleeping on them. But, yeah, man, go over there, eat those Grizzlies. Candace Higgins and myself, man, check us out. We're definitely going to be pumping out content all the way up to training camp, through the preseason, into the season, man. So be on the lookout for that.
Who has the better season? The Grizzlies, because people are getting really excited. Remember, man, everybody's healthy again. They were twice second in the damn West 2 years in a row before last year's just absolutely nightmare. Who's going to have a better season, Grizzlies, or is it going to be the Memphis Tigers?
Football or basketball?
Football. Sorry.
Football, yeah, man. I really do think the Tigers. I think they're going to the college football playoff. I really do. I think you look at the two landmines on the schedule of Florida and that Thanksgiving matchup at Tulane. I think, man, they got to beat Tulane. If they sweep the conference and you lose to Florida State, I think 11-1. I think will be enough to get them in there. And man, that's just going to be a special moment because that's something that I don't think you should look back 4 or 5 years ago, even when they were going to the Cotton Bowl. So you never imagined a situation once the playoff came that they would actually be in the playoff with the new rule with the G5, man. I think their team that can be in that situation year in and year out. I mean, I think they have a really great chance. I think their over under is 9.5 wins. I think that's going to be over.
I'm about to bet that right now. Is it really 9.5?
Yeah, they also had their conference wins.
I'm pounding
their conference
that.
only. They had over 5.5. Like, I couldn't believe that. They're giving away free money with that one. They're not losing any more than 2 conference games because they'd have to go 5-3 in order to not hit that. So I don't see them losing 3 conference games. So, man, if you're a bettor, man, go pound it over 5.5 for Memphis conference wins. I think that's easy money. But I think they're both going to be really good. It just depends on how you look at it. I guess going to the conference, the college football playoff would probably be like a Western Conference Finals appearance for the Grizzlies. So I'll say the Tigers in that vein because I don't think the Grizzlies are going to win the championship, but I think they're going to win 50-plus games. I don't have any question about that if they're healthy.
Dude, I'm so grateful for you because I am about to pound the absolute hell out of the over with the Tigers.
Man, I couldn't believe it, man. Either one of those are pretty easy money, in my opinion.
Baby, we making money. We talking Tigers. We talking Grizzlies. We didn't even get to talk about the Olympics, Isaac. I could always talk with you like for 3 hours, I swear. Everybody follow Isaac at Isaac_NBA. Check out at Ethos Grizzlies. Listen to his podcast. Always tune into him right here on Thursday. Isaac, thank you so much for your time. Be blessed. We'll do it again next Thursday, my friend.
We'll do, man. Talk to you next week.
That is Isaac Simpson. So damn kind. I could talk to that dude all day long, man. But we gotta talk to somebody else today. I didn't know I was going to talk to somebody else. Usually I talk to Evie Van Pelt for the Rebel Walk.
Shout out Evie.
She's the sweetest lady in the whole wide world. I think they are the number one source for all sports information when it comes to Ole Miss. She had back surgery. She'll be back hopefully very, very soon. Evie, we wish you well. We want you to get better, and we can't wait to have you back. But Dacus said that I got to talk to somebody on the other side, but you won't tell me who it is.
Yeah, I gotta discuss with them during the break if I want to put their real name on the screen or if I just want to put it as unknown and surprise you.
Man, he might want to surprise. Now, my question is you know that I tolerate men and I love women, correct?
Of course.
But not all women love me. You know, like there are some women out there that.
So.
Okay. I was just saying you can't just be putting women on just because it's a woman and I love women.
Right.
All right, so it is a man.
It is.
And I know this person.
You do.
Well, they're next.
All
Sports
right.
56, 98.5 FM.
Driveway, warehouse, store, hotel, even cars and trucks can all be squeaky clean and beautiful after pressure washing by Wilson's Pro Wash. Wilson's specializes in cleaning all hard surfaces, concrete, stone, brick, and mortar, even wood and vinyl siding. Then Wilson's can seal their surfaces so they stay looking brand new. Call Wilson's Pro Wash, 901-524-6799, or online at wilsonsprowash.com.
Summertime's finally here, and that means it's time to party. Lucky for you, Family Leisure is having a summertime to party sale. Now, what's all included in this party sale? Practically everything. 24-foot above ground pools for as little as $19.99. All ladders, filter systems, and even robotic cleaners are 20% off. Come in and look at all of the in-stock patio furniture Family Leisure has. Plus, it's up to 50% off. Play gyms for the kids, that's $1,000 off. Patio umbrellas, take 20% off. You can get a 4-person hot tub for just under $3,000. We know you're really going to just use it for yourself. Family Leisure has discounted pricing on all in-stock pool toys and floats while the supplies last, so you better get in quick. Plus, Family Leisure has special financing available. Just ask an associate for all the details. Summertime means party time, and Family Leisure is ready for any party. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun all come together.
If you love sports and Mexican food, you can get the best of both at Los Cabos Mexican Bar and Grill on Summer near Graham. Watch all the big games on all the big TVs on all the walls at Los Cabos. And enjoy premium tequila shots anytime for just $5.50. Celebrate every day with lunch specials from 10 to 3 and happy hour from 3 to 8. Lunch is just $6.75 to $10.99 and margaritas start at $3.99. Experience real Mexican cuisine along with great sports at Los Cabos on Summer near Graham.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights. Open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans
today at Wrangler.com. The best golfers in the world are coming to Memphis for the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM will be broadcasting live at TPC Southwind throughout the day, Wednesday through Friday of tournament week, keeping you up to date with the latest tournament news and talking with the players and officials. Our coverage of TPC Southwind on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM is brought to you by Landers Ford in Carterville. Also sponsored by Town Village Audubon Park, Wilson's Power Wash, Wade Incorporated, North Mississippi John Deere Dealer, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, and Jason's Deli.
We are Sports 56, WHBC Memphis, and WU253 downtown Memphis, Flint Broadcasting Stations.
That is one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is a thirsty Thursday. You know the second hour is always brought to you by the best. That's Tito's Handmade Vodka. It's crafted still in the United States, baby. We're watching the Olympics. We rooting for good old US of A. Well, you better be drinking USA vodka. And that's Tito's, baby. It's crafted and distilled in Austin, Texas. 6 times distilled, then stilled in classic copper pots. That's why it's got such a unique flavor. Slightly sweet with a black pepper note. It balances everything out. Doesn't matter if you're crafting a cocktail or drinking it neat. Get your Tito's on today. So we have a special guest today joining us.
That's right.
Man, you know I have really bad memory, right?
Uh-huh.
Are you sure I know this
Yeah,
person?
I'm kind of worried of what you almost just said.
What?
Sounded like it was something with started with an S.
No, I didn't even come close to saying the ish word.
You said I have really bad memories.
I said short term.
Oh,
I have
see,
a really
I see,
bad
I see.
short term
Okay,
memory loss
okay.
situation.
There you go.
So, like, if I met this person like recently, I might not remember them. But I do remember people from the way long past.
Let's go to the phone line then.
Oh man, I'm so nervous. All right, man, what's up?
Hey, John.
Hello.
You don't know who it is because the name isn't on the screen.
No.
But
No,
I was listening to you the past few days, and I don't think I've missed a show in 3 years. To be honest with you.
Is that Jay?
I haven't missed a show in forever. Love the program. Love
Number
what
one
you're
fan.
doing. And I was all in on what you've been talking about. I know you've been betting a lot of baseball, but football is right around the corner, and I'm just excited to hear what you have to say, all your football opinions.
Well, like, are you talking about tonight's game, like the Texans and Bears? I really don't know.
Oh, I've got a bet for you tonight.
Oh.
I don't want to. No, it's your show. It's your show. I just wanted to listen. You know, you don't take a lot of callers, but I wanted to be a caller today, kind of get your lay of the land. But I do have a bet for tonight's game. I'm very excited about it.
Well, we're going to do the bet in just a minute with the Texans and the Bears, but are you just talking about the NFL overall? What am I feeling this year?
Well, not just the NFL. Whoa! You hear
Whoa!
that? John, you know what that music means?
No.
Oh, John, it's the Football Futures Fiesta. This is a great segment. This is an unbelievable segment.
By
One
the
of
way,
my
Jay,
favorites.
I don't know if you know this, but did you know that this
What?
Football Fiesta segment's been brought to you by Los Cabos?
Wow!
What?
How about that?
Yes, it has. I already went out there and got me a sponsor, Los Cabos. If you want to get y'all margarita on, Los Cabos. My favorite's the one near Summer and Graham. Dude, that's where the flavors of Mexico melt in your mouth. They got tequila shots starting at just $3.99. Dude, are you kidding me? They also have lunch specials, $6.75 to $10.99. Now that's 3 to 8. Yeah, they're happy hour. You know what happens at happy hour? Everybody gets happy. You got all kinds of drink specials. And again, lunch 10 to 3, $6.75 to $10.99. Los Cabos, near Summer and Graham. Now it's time for a fiesta, Jay. Tell us about our Futures Fiesta.
How about that?
So the Futures Football Fiesta. Wow, I love it. Thank you, Los Cabos, for sponsoring
That's
this
right.
segment. Furthermore, how about that? So there's obviously, everybody knows this, 2 big leagues we watch during football season. One predominantly plays on Saturday. The other one predominantly plays on Sunday. We're talking about college football and the NFL, John. So here's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to ask you, because you're the host, I'm going to ask you if you'd rather me give you an NFL future or a college football future, and I want you and Bryant. It's going to be a win total, just to get it all out there for you. I'm going to give you a win total, and I'm going to hear what you and Bryant, if you guys would go over or under that win total. Are you ready to play?
I'm ready to play.
All right, John, college or NFL?
Well, let's start down with the pups who now got NIL and are making a little bit of money, but they're still not professional athletes. Let's go with the college.
All right, a little bit of college for you, John. You were talking about the American a minute ago. I'm high on a couple of American teams. I'll give you this one first. East Carolina is supposed to be much improved. Their win
the
total is
Pirates.
set at 6.5, John. Over, under, 6.5.
The Pirates? I'm
The
going to have to
Pirates.
go under with the Pirates.
Is that right?
Yes, they're going to definitely get whipped up on by everybody. I'm not a big Pirates fan. East Carolina, I've never liked Pirates. You know, I don't know, man. I've never been like, what, Captain Hook? Never was a fan of Captain Hook.
Really?
And I feel like East Carolina, is the total really set only at 6.5 though?
6.5, John. Over. How about this? What if I told you the over you could get it plus 115? Would that entice you at all? If you
plus
pulled
money.
up the schedule and started looking through some of these teams that they might play, maybe a favorable schedule here, and I'm giving you the juice if you take that over 6.5, would that get you to bite any more, or you're set on that under?
I think they're going to beat Norfolk State, Old Dominion.
That's
App
2.
State, they're going to lose to.
Okay, 2-1.
They'll lose to Liberty.
2-2.
They'll lose to Texas San Antonio.
2-3.
They'll beat Charlotte because that's your favorite team.
3-3. Let's go, Biff.
They're losing to Army because I'm always with Army.
3-4.
Ooh, Army's not very good. Wow, how about
Yeah,
that?
it's going to be
upset game.
awesome. Big upset. Temple, they're going to beat Temple because Temple's terrible.
4-4. Playing 500 ball.
FAU, they don't got a chance.
Wow. 4-5.
And then it comes down to the last trip to Tulsa. They win that one.
Okay, 5-5.
They lose in
Need to
North
go 2-0.
Texas, and you know that Navy's going to beat them.
Wow, so
I got a
5-7.
win. 5-7. I'm going
Wow.
under.
I'll be an under.
Bryant?
You know what? Let's go over. Give me plus money. I think they can steal a couple of those losses that John has, I think they can win some of the ones John had as losses. So I'll go over.
I like that. You know, maybe not one to put the farm on, East Carolina over, but if you're playing a bunch of plus money win total bets, maybe not a bad one to sprinkle a little something on.
Little sprinkle, magic.
All right, John, another one. You want another college? You want to go to the NFL?
Let's go to the NFL.
Oh.
All right, the National Football League, John. 2 teams that people are really excited about in this division, that being the Bears and the Lions, because the Bears have the number 1 pick. And people are excited about the Packers, too, so I'm going off the board. How about this one? Minnesota Vikings. Remember, last year, they had quarterback roulette in that room and still rattled off, 6 wins last season, 7 wins? So what if I gave you the Vikings over 7.5 wins, over under 7.5 wins, the over plus 150?
Wow.
I'm going to say hail to the Nizzo. Are you kidding me?
So that means you're going under.
I'm going under.
Only
because
2 answers here, John. Over and under. Hell to the Nizzo, not an answer.
Oh, sorry. You're right. Good pointing that one out. I was failing. So I would have lost on Jeopardy just now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you. Now, no, I would have lost on Jeopardy just if I was on Jeopardy. I'd have lost because I don't belong. Now, I look at this team, the Minnesota Vikings. They brought over Sam Darnold, who couldn't even get it in a damn game after Trey Lance went down and beat out Brock Purdy, okay? They draft J.J. McCarthy, couldn't even, he doesn't even throw the football for Michigan. They go win a national championship. Whippity-doo-dah. Do you know who won a national championship with Danny Werfel? That'd be Steve Spurrier. Did you see what Steve Spurrier's Danny Werfel did in the NFL? He had a noodle arm. Kind of like my man J.J. McCarthy. You can brush your teeth with your left hand. You can meditate. You can visualize. But I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to fail in the National Football League, and their defense is absolutely terrible. Sadly, they've already lost a cornerback to death. Another cornerback has been injured in camp. In fact, their secondary is just, it's decimated. So I'm definitely going under with the Vikings.
What if I frame it to you this way before I have Brian Dacus answer? They won 7 games last year starting Josh Dobbs and Nick Mullins.
Space Dobbs. Astro Dobbs.
It's a really good point there. I'll give you that one. The thing is, though, I think crazily, like the Lions, I think sweep them this year. I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Wow.
I think the Bears sweep them this
Wow.
year. And I definitely think Jordan Love's Packers sweep them. And then their other games, man, they got the 49ers. That's tough because they play the NFC East this year. They'll beat the Giants because they're absolutely pathetic. I can't go over.
Not even for plus 150. I mean,
Okay,
that's a lot
plus
of return.
150?
That's
Plus
good.
150,
Good
is that really
number.
the return?
In the NFL, every
In
game's
the
a winnable
NFL?
game.
150.
Oh, God.
I think the real line is 6.5, where it's like minus 120 or something to go over. 7.5, you go over that plus 150.
And Minnesota won 7 games last year, like you
And they
said,
won
with
7
Dobbs.
games last year with
That's right.
Josh Dobbs.
Space Dobbs.
Okay, you know what,
Astro.
man? If you give me plus 150, I think I can go over.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that?
Right?
Yeah, I think I might go. I mean, when you got Justin Jefferson out there,
He is
mean,
back healthy.
Yeah,
He's a freak.
Just throw it up to him. I'll go the over. How about that?
I'll tell you one thing. The Vikings, though, they're going to have to score a lot of points this year because, man, like I said, that defense is just going to is not good. Aaron Jones, though, like he could have a good year in Minnesota.
Could.
And Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, by the way, I forgot they also have.
That's right.
Man, you know what? They're going to score a lot of points.
Yeah, but Jordan Addison,
DJ
he might have a little suspension at the beginning of the season.
Oh,
DJ
yeah, that's right. He
Hawkinson,
got
too.
drunk, didn't he?
Hawk, he did, and fell asleep on a highway.
Dude, let me just tell you something. If you're drinking, don't get behind a car. But if you're going to go to sleep, definitely don't go to sleep in your car. Like, at least get out of the car, take the keys out, throw them on the ground, and then sleep under the car.
Under the car, huh?
Yeah, you don't want people to see you, bro. You'll get robbed.
Interesting.
Back to you, Jay.
Or back home, mate. I don't know. Uber.
There you go, Uber.
The Uber's not a sponsor. Say rideshare. How
There
about
you
that?
go.
All right,
There you
college
go.
or NFL?
Let's go back to the college game.
All right.
Back to the college game it is then for you, John. How about this one? Let's go to the Big Ten.
Ooh.
Indiana is a team that's really interesting. Lose their quarterback is now the starting quarterback at Ohio State. Is that right? Did I get that right?
No, the starting quarterback at Ohio State came from Kansas State.
Oh. Well, Indiana lost their quarterback to somebody, I think.
Oh, no, he
Indiana
did
knows the
transfer
team-
out, yet he's not going to start.
Okay. Well, either way, Indiana, much improved program here. 5.5 is what their win total is set at. Even money, minus 110 both ways. Over under 5.5, John, for Indiana this season.
Man, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know a damn thing about Indiana Hoosiers and their season and how good they're going to be this year. I really don't. This is like
They got that new coach from James Madison.
right.
yeah,
That's really all I know.
I
That
know
guy's a winner.
that, and I knew
He's a
that
winner.
part. But like again, whoo, Indiana. I mean, there's like 50 teams in the Big Ten now, and you're asking me
There
about
are.
Indiana.
Yeah. Okay, how about a different one? Let me go to a different one. You get one veto, and John, that was a good veto.
That was
He
a
was
good
right
veto.
there.
I
Thank
like
you.
that veto.
Thank
John.
you.
What if I go, I'm going to give you 3 teams here. This is a 3 first. I like taking some 2.5 win totals, right?
Ooh.
2.5 is like the lowest win total number you're going to get in college football. A lot of these teams are projected to be really bad, so you can get good return on overs here. I'm going to give you 3. You tell me over under on all 3. Vanderbilt over under 2.5. New Mexico over under 2.5. Temple over under 2.5. Yeah,
Temple-
2 and 3, you're making money, John.
Temple
I'm
is
sorry.
going under.
Let me ask a question before we answer this. You said New Mexico, right? Not New Mexico State.
No, yeah, New Mexico, regular New Mexico.
Thank you. Back to you, John.
I'm going to tell you that I think Vanderbilt this year, like, dude, finding 3
Anchor down.
wins for this Vanderbilt team is hard. I know they have Georgia State and Alcorn State, but I feel like Georgia State could give them a run for their money, man. And then I don't think they're going to beat. Wait. They play Ball State, don't they?
They do.
I'm going over with
All
Vanderbilt.
right, anchor down.
They're going to sneak up and get Georgia
How about
State.
that?
They're going to drop Alcorn State, and they're going to beat Ball State, and they're going to get 3 wins. We're going over with Vanderbilt.
Wow.
Now, Vanderbilt was minus 140. Here's these other 2. New Mexico over is 2.5 is plus 135. Temple over 2.5 is plus 130, if that shapes your decision at all.
Temple over 2.5 is plus 130.
Sure is.
Golly, see, Temple is the one team that I was guaranteeing that was going to go under. Even the plus money can't. It just can't get me in a mood for the Owls like that. That is a program that they just might as well throw into the trash.
Wow.
That is a
Don't
bad
the Tigers always struggle in Philadelphia, or is that basketball?
Both, actually.
It's because they eat cheesesteaks.
Last time they were in Philly in football, they didn't struggle. Basketball came down to like a last-second shot, if I recall. Or maybe that was 2 years ago.
But it's because of the cheesesteaks.
Last year, I think they were close at the half, and then second half came out and played really well. Maybe. I don't remember.
That's what I'm doing, though. I'm going, and who was our third team?
New Mexico.
New Mexico. Don't know anything about New Mexico, but they got that new coach.
The Lobos.
I don't know who the new coach is, but I know they got a new coach.
I actually don't know.
Brian, you're the producer.
Bronco Mendenhall. How about that?
I know that.
Bronco.
I know.
Oh,
that.
yeah, this is Bronco Mendenhall's second year.
Yeah.
He's put in a new system. He loves offenses, from what I understand.
Wait a second. Bronco Mendenhall is the coach now at New Mexico State?
Yeah, this is first.
Regular New Mexico.
New Mexico.
New Mexico State also has a new head coach, I believe.
Damn, I like Bronco Mendenhall.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm going over just because he's a bad man.
I like it. That was my exact logic. I'm going over. Bryant?
Sure, why not? I don't know anything about their team. We'll take over.
Over on all three.
Well, how about that?
I'm
taking under
on
on Temple.
Yeah, Temple's under.
Two Temple unders. Okay, one more NFL. I know you got to get out of here, John. You're a busy man, and you can't miss Hardwood at 12:30 here.
Very important.
Do
y'all remember Bronco Mendenhall, by the way, though, his 10-year run when he was at BYU? Their offenses were awesome, bro. Like, I really think that Bronco Mendenhall could actually – I mean, he went to Virginia. Nobody can win at Virginia. Come on. So, yeah, I'm down. Let's go New Mexico over. I like that one a lot.
All right, let's go back to the NFC North here, John. The Chicago Bears, you mentioned them earlier as being an exciting team in that division. Their win total is set at 8.5. Going over is going to cost you a bit. That's a popular bet. Going under, though, a lot of juice. Plus 140, John. Are the Bears overhyped at the win total of 8.5?
I think they might be. I mean, DJ.
Remember, Matt Eberflus is still the head coach here.
Thank you, Jay. Matt Eberflus is still the head coach. And now DJ Moore just got paid like a mamma jamma. Keenan Allen's been a hell of a wide receiver, and he might still be a good number 2, but he's old as all get out. Roma Dunze can't catch the ball unless it's in front of him. If it's behind him, and for some reason he's been dropping them in. And again, I think Roma Dunze is going to be great. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying he's having a little drops. He's going on early. Swift is great. They're going to score.
The dropsies. He's
got the dropsies, man. If it's out in front of him, my man goes and gets everything. But if he has to turn his body and catch it, which he was great at jumping up and catching the ball during college, he's been struggling in practice lately. I like their offense. I kind of like their defense when they brought Montez Sweat over last year. Damn it, man. So it's man, I don't know what to do with the Bears.
Plus 140 under.
The under's plus 140?
Everybody.
Oh, man.
Sure is.
Oh, I'm taking the under.
I mean, they
That's
do.
all I need to hear.
Plus 140. I mean,
because he's still a rookie. He
exactly.
Might be awesome,
this is what I was going to say. Here's what I was going to say. He's still a rookie. Not only that, and we saw how much, like C.J. Stroud was different. But at the beginning of the year, they played Tennessee, and everybody's saying Tennessee is going to be terrible and Will Levis is pitiful. Well, I'm hearing a few different things. I think they might have actually give him a good game. I mean, it's the Bears' first game of the year. Then you play the Texans on the road. C.J. Stroud ain't messing with you. You got Indianapolis. I think AR-15 is going to be the better player. Matt Stafford. I mean, they got a tough damn schedule. I'm going under.
I'm also going under on that one. And Brian, you said under.
Yeah, I'm under as well.
Yeah, their schedule ain't no joke, bro.
That's one of my early NFL bets, by the way. Titans plus 4.5 against Chicago in Week 1 there. Well, hey, thank you.
I love Jay Morgan.
He's great.
I miss you, Jay.
Jay, you also said you had a play for the Hall of Fame game tonight.
Oh, how about this? I also have some news for you in regards of who will play tonight. You all might know this news already.
Yeah, I think we do.
The Texans said Davis Mills will play extensively, so presumably that means he'll play the whole first half.
How about that?
And then you have Case Keenum and Tim Boyle, the other quarterbacks there. The Bears have announced they're playing Tyson Bagent for the entire first half.
Love Tyson Bagent.
Third quarter will be Brett Rippon, and the fourth quarter is some guy named Austin Reed, who I do not know. So
here's the quarterback at Western Kentucky.
Western Kentucky. I did actually hear. I learned that yesterday, but I didn't know it going into it. Here's my bet, though: over 16 in the first half, minus 105. These games always go under, so that's a little bit scary. But these are quarterbacks. I mean, Davis Mills and Tyson Bagent, they'll sling it around a little bit. I'm willing to go over there and then play the second half live. The live line for the second half is probably going to be 14, 13.5. Going under on that is not going to be a pricey play. So we play the first half. If we lose, we're going under.
Dude, I like it. I think Jay Morgan might be a damn genius.
No, don't tell him that. He'll get a big head.
Man,
I think he already has a big
how's
head.
life treating you, by the way?
Man, it's treating me well, John. I'm gonna hang up and listen, but keep up the good work. Can't wait to hear more bets at the end of the show, and also Hardwood coming up next.
Dude, that is Jay Morgan, man, my former producer. Super, super great guy. We are going to be taking a quick timeout, but before we do, I'm going to tell you one thing. I know Jay Morgan. Jay likes to look good. Did you know that?
He does.
When Jay started working with me, he used to come in here wearing, like, sometimes, did you know he came in here dressing a girl a couple times?
He did. He didn't know how to dress.
And, man, he would always wear, like, these like, hockey jerseys and stuff.
I mean, just dressing like a dork.
Like, I mean, and so, you know what I did?
What'd you do?
I took him down to Olive Branch, to 5880 Goodman Road, down in Olive Branch. We went down to Frontier Western Store. I introduced him to some nice friends of mine down there, and I said, hey, man, can you make this guy look good? And they were like, absolutely. They went and got him some new shoes. They got him some boots. He got some dress boots because, you know, he likes to dress up. He also got some, like, cowboy boots because they got those. They got Western boots, work boots, dress boots, cowboy boots. They got all kinds of boots. And they have a huge men's section. He got some nice threads. He got shirts. He got some jeans. Got a little short action. And I did tell him, man, you should bring your girl down here because once you start looking good, you're going to get a girlfriend. And guess what? I think he got one. And I'm hoping that he took her down there to the ladies' boutique. My goodness, their ladies' boutique, they got everything. All the fashion for all the ladies. Plus, maybe now that he has a girlfriend in a few years, he can have some kids. And then you can go to the children's department and dress your little kids. See what looking good can do for you. Go to Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road, down in Olive Branch, or shop online at frontierwesternstore.com. We got Hardwood on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to real sports talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Simple, smooth, and every sip is easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does your favorite mixers. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand-bottled, taste-tested, sent out to a few friends, then taste-tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff, just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Jason's Deli. When you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises. Just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it. Because you're not just taking the bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets, vegan and gluten-free options available, convenience, and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com. So whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby. Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway and Parkway Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and Goodman Road in Highland Branch. Jason's Deli is wholesome food and no surprises.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawa Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawa is a PCUSA church located in town Memphis.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. I hope you're having a wonderful Thirsty Thursday. I know that I'm having a good Thursday. And I know that you could have even a better one if you're on the way home. You stop by your local liquor store, picking up a bottle of Tito's. Maybe if you go to Buster's, the one at Poplar and Highland, you can go right next door and get a little steak action at Buster's Butcher. So good. Learn more at bustersbutcher.com. But, man, I'm going to tell you, we're doing a little bit of hardwood. And as much as I want to eat steak and drink Tito's, sometimes you got to do things that are important. You know what I mean? Like, Chas just got a new car. So I'm sitting there saying to myself, baby girl is what I say sometimes to her. No, I really don't. Baby girl, you need to go over to Rick's Powder Coating. You know why? Because if you want a beautiful finish every single time, all you have to do is go to Rick's Powder Coating. They have 2 conveyor lines, the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, and they do automotive, ornamental, residential, industrial coating. They take care of business. Give them a call, 901-367-2771, or go to rickspowdercoating.com. Let's go to Hardwood now.
This is Access Hardwood.
Oh, my goodness. So, there's some weird stuff going on in the world. Did you know that?
Yeah.
We talked about, Katie Ledecky tearing up stuff. Talked about Leah Thomas and how great she is. If she was a woman. But if she was a man, which T's are actually real men, just be a very average swimmer. Because the men's record in swimming is 51 seconds better than Katie Ledecky's 20 world records that she set. Her 20 times that are the fastest. So women should not be having to compete with all these boys. It's just not fair. And fair's fair. Did you ever see Billie Jean?
Yeah.
Did you know fair is fair?
Yeah, it sure is.
Do you even know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh,
really.
Man, dude, you're young. You didn't watch any 80s movies? God, they're so
is that
good,
a movie?
bro.
Billie Jean's a movie?
It's also a song.
Yeah, I know the song.
Yeah, but it turned into a movie. Little girl cut all of her hair off, beautiful blonde. She got like crop top. She put on like jeans and like a glove like Michael Jackson and put her fist in the air and she fought for feminism.
Interesting.
Where's our new Billie Jean?
Shout out Michael Jackson.
Shout out Michael Jackson, man. Now, do you know Jason Kelce?
Yeah, of course. He's at the Olympics having a ball of a time.
He's Travis Kelce's brother.
Mm-hmm.
And Travis Kelce is Taylor Swift's boo.
That's right.
But Jason Kelce, by the way, was a good football player. Did you know he played pro football?
No, John, I've never heard that before.
He was center for the Eagles.
Wow. Wait, who are the Eagles again?
Glenn Fry, really good band. And then there's the Philadelphia Eagles that he played for.
Yes.
Did you like Hotel California?
Oh, I love Hotel California. John, that was actually a top 100 album by Apple Music. They
really?
ranked the top 100 albums of all time. That was number 98, I think.
Well, what does Apple Music know? They've barely been around. Did you know today? Did you know today in 1981 MTV aired for the first time?
Is that right? Wow.
I just pulled that one out of my keister. Looking at these beach volleyball players playing in their little thongs, thong, almost made me say. This is the reason I said keister. But yeah, what was I talking about?
I don't know, actually. You're talking about Jason Kelce.
Jason Kelce's over at the Olympics. He's a former football player. He's big, like huge dude. Well, did you know that he was over there like taking advantage of their little rugby players? There's a dude named Nicholas, and I cannot even attempt to try his last name. I have no idea. He's from another country, okay? And it's definitely too many letters for me to even attempt.
Okay.
So we'll just say Nicole. Is it Nicholas? Man, anyway, I don't even know.
Whoever it is.
There's another big rugby player, and he arm wrestles Jason Kelsey. And Jason Kelsey, who's, a big dude, like probably down to about, what, do you think 270 now? You think he's lost like 50 pounds yet?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I doubt it. He's probably like still 300 pounds.
Yeah, he's probably still, he's drinking a lot,
Yeah, he's drinking a lot, so he's putting on the pounds. Well, he beat the brakes off of this dude in arm wrestling and said he's the best arm wrestler, period. Well, guess who's not having it?
Who?
Some dude named Darren Larrett. Never heard of him, but he's the 250-pound heavier class. He's the number one arm wrestler currently in the world. Yet, did anybody know who he was? Nope. And now he wants to arm wrestle Jason Kelsey. If you're Jason Kelsey, do you give a little bit of your fame and fortune to the world champion arm wrestler and let him beat you? Or do you go and prove out that NFL players are stronger than arm wrestlers and you beat his brains in? What do you do? Because remember, Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey are sitting out there with their podcast, the New Heights podcast, and they are not taking less than $100 million for it.
Which is good for them.
What do you think, man?
I don't know.
Are you wrestling? Are you doing the arm wrestling? Or are you like, no, dude, I can't do that?
Probably not.
You're not doing the arm wrestling?
Probably not.
I get it. I think I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'm definitely not doing what Jeffrey Simmons did, though. Speaking of some situations. Did you hear what he did?
Uh-huh. I think if we're talking about the same thing.
So Jeffrey, man. Jeffrey. There's a live radio broadcast going on from Titans camp. My man's on the radio, dude, just chilling, doing his thing. And Jeffrey Simmons walks up to a live broadcast. When, by the way, they're interviewing one of his teammates. I can't even remember which teammate they were interviewing.
I don't either. Yeah, hard to focus on who they were about to interview when all of that was going on.
When Jeffrey Simmons is standing there screaming at the top of the lungs that you're an effing P word. Mm-hmm. And, by the way, that definitely went out on the air.
It definitely did.
So there were some people driving home, and they thought they were listening to Hardwood, but you weren't. That was Jeffrey Simmons going absolutely off. And he said he was going off because he didn't like some tweets that they put out the day before. Said that Jeffrey Simmons, was kind of loafing or something. Didn't have his best day in practice. So the next day, man, he told him to come out from behind the damn thing. He was going to whip him. I don't know if you know this, Jeffrey. Yes, you're going to whip him.
You're a professional athlete.
You're like, what? How much do you think Jeffrey Simmons is? Like, what, 6'4", 330? Just a guess?
Yeah, I would probably say he's probably around 6'4", 305, if I had to guess.
Did you pull it up?
That's what he's listed on the Titans site.
Not bad. Pretty good.
Not somebody I would want to mess with.
I'm not going to mess with him.
No.
I'm definitely not going to mess with him. That's disgusting. Now, we got some other crazy stuff that's going on. So, did you hear about...
Wait, so Jeffrey Simmons in the wrong or not?
Absolutely. And now he came out and tried to apologize today, but...
I didn't see that.
Here's what he said, by the way. He said, my bad. Sorry for calling you an oosepay. So, that was about all of it. And by the way, that was on the... Rising Show or something? The Buck Rising Show, I think is what it was. The Buck Rising Show.
I mean, hey, if you want to talk, you want to talk crazy on Twitter.
He did keep saying, by the way, man, come on now.
I mean, players got a right to be upset.
Oh, dude, he said he was loafing.
Well, see, that's what I didn't know what the tweets were. I figured this dude was just kind of going off on him for a while. That's at least how it made it sound when the way Simmons was responding.
Remember TD? Terrell Davis.
Yes.
Remember how I told you that, he got handcuffed and escorted off an airplane?
Right. I do remember that.
Well, guess what now happened?
What's that?
Terrell Davis is suing the airlines.
Good for him.
He's suing United Airlines. He was on a flight July 13th from Denver to Orange County. He tapped a gentleman on... Dude, why do we have men doing this job anyway? That makes me mad. When I get on an airplane, I want a stewardess. Is that what we're calling them now?
That's right.
Is that or flight attendant?
I think both are acceptable.
I don't like male stewardess. I think that's a job reserved for women.
I just want them to do their job. They do their job well, it's fine by me.
Well, this is why you shouldn't have men, because he got a little testy when TD touched his elbow, turned around and said, don't you dare touch me.
I've also never been on a plane, so maybe I'm not the right
you don't
person to be
know.
talking about
Man, you
this.
sit on a plane, you're cramped, you're real close to anybody. You got to have something to look at to occupy your mind. I'm not looking at some dude, bro.
Well, don't they have like the screens there? Can't you like watch TV or something?
Man, those little ass screens, bro. Terrible movies. No. Anyway, back to the story.
Yes.
So he got his boxers in a bunch. Told Terry, went and talked to the captain. Captain has the police come on the plane.
He probably doesn't know what's going on. He's probably just listening.
Yeah, he's listening to his guy who's employed by the airline.
Right.
Oh, I gotta trust this dude, I guess.
Sure.
So they take him off the airplane. There's also video of it. That's where they're in trouble, and that's why they're suing. Because TD on video is shown just tapping very lightly on his his elbow, and asking for a cup of ice. Didn't even ask him for a drink. I think the guy got pissed that it was just a cup of ice, because you got to pay for those drinks.
Or maybe he thought he was like.
He's like, man, what are you going cheap, man? You cheap? You're going to chew on ice cubes, bro?
Or maybe he thought like smuggle some drinks in, just want some ice, pour something on top of the ice.
Well, TD is suing. And now they fired the man stewardess.
Wow.
Again, trans women are men. I've been saying that all day. But I'm just saying, don't get mad at me for stating facts. Facts over feelings, brah. Again, I'm not following you in your delusion. I do not support people just going along with other people's mental illness. I do support TD suing the United because they fired the dude. In fact, now they're like coming out there and talking about how he's had all kinds of problems. Oh, just figures.
John, did you know that the Hall of Fame game tonight is not going to be on NBC? A little PSA for anybody who didn't know, because I had no idea. It's always on NBC, right? Or am I crazy?
I don't know. I just know I watch it because it's football.
It's always on NBC.
All you do now, I'm so dumb. All I do is speak into my damn phone.
Give me the game.
I go, football.
But silly me, of course it's
and
going
it
to
pops
be
up.
Not on NBC because the Olympics are on NBC this year, John. So ABC and ESPN is where you're going to be able to find that tonight if anybody was curious.
By the way, just to speak about like some weird stuff, I wrote a letter, like a nice handwritten like birthday card to my grandson.
Okay.
And he couldn't read it because it was in cursive.
John, they don't really teach cursive anymore, I don't think.
That's so weird. He was like, he literally looked at me and he goes, "What is this?" I go, "I signed the card and I wrote you a nice little letter." And he goes, "Is this real?"
Yeah.
He like looked at his mom and said, "Is this real?" I'm like, "Damn, that's cursive, homie."
That's hilarious.
He's like, "You can't read that?"
Yeah.
It's like, that's my good ass. I wrote actually nice for you.
Wow. Yeah, see, I think I was one of the last grades to really learn cursive.
Well, I found a great story during the Olympics. I finally found one good Olympic story.
Oh, good.
Because, again, I've been very upset
You
about
have.
the drag queens. Start off the opening ceremonies with a bunch of drag queens. Just offend them like, 2 billion Christians. Then you let a convicted child rapist compete for the Netherlands in the beach volleyball. Again, nobody wants to watch men play beach volleyball. I don't.
You're not a beach
Another
volleyball
sport, another job that should be for women only. I'm also been agitated about just a few. I don't like the fact that the French made our athletes swim in poop, a poop river, a river that was. It's against the law. It's so polluted. It was against the law to swim in it for 120 years. Just became like supposedly okay to swim for 2 days, and then once the events are over, they're going to go back to making it illegal to swim in that dirty poo river. That's just ridiculous. Didn't like that, but I finally found a great story.
All right, I love it.
So this is so funny. So you know how they were playing in the men? Remember when the people freaked out in the first beach volleyball match? They showed
They
it
were
the
playing.
year.
They were wearing leggings.
They were wearing leggings.
Correct, because it was like 50 degrees.
And it was indoors or something. Or was it outdoor? It was 50 degrees outdoors.
I think it was outdoors.
Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. It was cold outside is what it was. Now, So they had leggings. Well, these girls looked at the forecast and they thought that the weather was not going to get above where it is bikini bottoms. Did you know that it's mandatory? You can only wear leggings if it's under a certain temperature. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Wow.
So I just found this out today. By the way, great to know. Because like beach volleyball and leggings is just a sport that it's just something I'm not again, in wokeness. I'm not for it. Like women fought to wear bikinis. In the 50s, it was illegal, brother.
Right.
What was my point? Oh, yeah. Okay, so this great story. So the girls looked at the weather. So you know what they brought to the match?
What'd they bring?
Their leggings.
Okay. And it got above that.
It got above the temperature by 3 degrees before the start. So guess what the girls were told to do?
What's that?
To put on their bottoms, their bikinis.
And they didn't have them.
Did not have them. Did not have them.
Wow.
So they're freaking out, man. Like they're gonna get DQ'd because they don't have any bikini bottoms.
Huh.
So you know what they did?
What'd they do?
Right when the Swiss team exited the match on the court that they were gonna play, right after they got done playing, they went over to the Swiss because the Swiss are always neutral.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like Swiss, they're like, man, we're not gonna get in this. We're not gonna get in this. We're neutral.
Yeah, they just want to be friends with
So
everybody.
they figured that if anybody's gonna give them their bottoms, it would be the Swiss. The Swiss gave them the bottoms.
How about that?
So the lady said, this is so ridiculous. And if I gave somebody my bottoms and they said this after the match, because the girls lost, then they blamed it on they didn't have enough time to get really warmed up because they were changing clothes. And then the girls also said, and it was the most disgusting match they ever played because we had to put on somebody else's moist bottoms.
Sounds like a personal problem to me.
Well, I think you forgot your stuff, and instead of saying something about the moist bottoms and bragging on them Swiss players, why don't you say to yourself, we were lucky that we got to play?
That's right.
Because we borrowed the Swiss bikini teams, thongs. Is that not the most positive story out of the Olympics this year or what?
It definitely sounds like a story up your alley.
And also this. Do you know what OnlyFans is?
Yes.
Dude, this is insanity. So, did you know there was an OnlyFans creator who was a prison guard?
Oh.
And this prison guard, and by the way, this is in London, okay?
Oh, I think I saw this from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but I just saw it the other day. I don't care what day it is. It's a great story.
Yeah.
But how stupid is this guy? He put on his OnlyFans, like, you think that it's kind of like one of those things where they're like fantasies. Like, oh, there's a girl in a cage. She's a prisoner. And then
maybe I didn't see what you're talking about.
And then the prison guard walks in and is like, hey, and then they do their thing.
Maybe I did not see what you were talking about.
Well, the problem is they had one prisoner videotaping the guard sleeping with the other prisoner. But the problem is while they were doing it live, because they're not supposed to show the faces, the little other prisoner shockingly went to the side and got a visual of the dude's face. He's now been arrested and fired.
Wow, how about that?
But his OnlyFans account is taken off.
Of course.
Because of all the publicity. So, like, I still feel like he lost his job and now he's looking at prison time. They always say, like, any news is good news. I don't know if that's good news, bro.
Yeah, maybe not.
Like, I mean, I understand he's trying to be a little entrepreneur, maybe. That's just terrible.
Yeah.
And by the way, you want to know something else?
What's that?
I'm going to give you some bets on the other side.
Oh, heck yeah. We want some bets, John.
Don't touch the dial. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11, here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
We're in the break room at a traditional jewelry store here. Hey, Mark, I know it's our job here to try and sell every piece of jewelry, but don't sell this ring. I'm going to try to use my employee discount to buy it for my wife.
Okay, but you know you can get a better deal at Genesis Diamonds.
Genesis Diamonds? Are you crazy? They're not like the boss here.
All I'm saying is I got a pair of diamond stud earrings there for my wife and paid a lot less than what we charge here, even after my employee discount.
Wow.
You never know who you'll see shopping
not going to Genesis. I know the boss really appreciates your loyalty. It's just the right thing to do, man. And it's nice your wife won't mind getting a smaller diamond. On second thought, can you cover me while I take a break? Genesis Diamonds, the smart alternative to old-fashioned jewelry shopping. With more selection, lower prices, higher quality, stronger warranties, and zero pressure. At Poplar and Perkins Extended.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off, from first downs and touchdowns, to turnovers, and overturned plays.
After review, pass was incomplete.
Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV, and a new phone. Excludes digital-only games. Terms and quotas apply.
There's an institution in East Memphis that I love talking about. It's the Spirit Shop at 4848 Poplar Avenue, right down the street from Clark Tower, and it looks like a log cabin. It's been around Memphis since 1969 with a family-owned, friendly, knowledgeable sales staff that is just a wonderful place to go. I love going in and talking wine or bourbons, and they've got such great selection. So if you've not visited the Spirit Shop in a while, it's been remodeled. You'll love what you see when you need spirits. Tell Eddie Wollo said hello.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. I'm so happy that we talked with our good friend. We talked today with Jay Morgan, man.
We did? How about that?
Jay
Back
Morgan
from the dead.
Gave us some futures bets. We're definitely going to go over on the Tigers' future, by the way. We got that also from Isaac Simpson. That was ridiculous.
It's been a future-heavy day.
It has been a future-heavy day.
We should play some future.
Oh, the musician.
Yeah.
Give me a little future. Give me a little taste.
Sierra's ex-husband.
Sierra, the one that's married to Russell Wilson?
Or I don't know if they were ever married, but they were definitely together. They might have a child
together. No, that's right. Future and Sierra have a child, but Sierra is now married to the backup quarterback in Pittsburgh.
Starting quarterback in
Man, not from what I'm hearing from Justin Fields.
He's injured right now.
He's missed 6 practices, and they say Justin Fields is a problem. Their defense is giving all kinds of praise to Justin Fields. Did you see yesterday he turned a bad play into a 90-yard touchdown?
Wow, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, look at him go.
And Russ Dickulus is over there doing stupid stuff.
Wow, let's see. I want to find a – let's see.
Why am I talking about Russell Wilson?
Because you said Future, and it made me think of the artist Future.
But tonight we are going to go over the 30.5, I think, for the total of the game.
Don't you?
I have bets. I like the fact that Davis Mills and Tyson Bagent are going to be playing.
That's still your hardwood.
Bagent.
Good Lord. I love Tyson Bagent. One of my favorite players.
Again,
one of my favorite
Tyson Bagent during the offseason, again, I would prefer him to look at film and do a lot of throwing or something. But one of his big workouts, he said he did a burpee broad jump for a mile every other day for a few weeks. That's Future?
It's Future. March Madness.
It's all right.
It's a really bad, clean version of it.
Oh, because he doesn't like to talk. He doesn't like to be clean.
No, and so obviously we can't play profanity on the radio. So I tried to find a clean version. That was not a very good, well mixed clean version, if I have to be honest.
Well, I'm sure he's much better.
Oh, I love you
when he's dirty. Right. Now tonight, I'm loving the Texans against the Bears.
I do too.
I'm getting 2.5 points currently. I'm buying the hook. I'm buying the whole point. I'm laying 140, and I'm taking the Texans plus the 3.5. Lose by a field goal. Sure.
Wait, the Texans are underdogs?
No, oh, man, you know what? I'm looking at this backwards. They are favored, aren't they?
Yeah, because I thought I saw they were like a 2-point favorite.
Damn it. See, I have it written down wrong. But if you're looking at the line, that means I wrote it down wrong.
I still think I like the Texans. Because here's the thing. I like Bagent, but if he's only playing the first half, you're going to have a third and fourth string playing that I've never heard of Brett Rippon. Oh, who's this guy? I've heard
Mark
of
Rippon's his dad. Do you not know his dad is?
That's great. You know.
Did you ever watch the Washington Redskins, or do you find that offensive?
Yeah.
They used to be the Redskins.
Vinny Papali's dad has a movie made about him. He's playing in Memphis for the Showboats. I mean, I don't know who this kid is, and I know Reed, whatever his name is, the kid that was at Western Kentucky, but it sounds like, at least what Jay Morgan was saying.
None of the Bears starters are playing.
Houston has better backup quarterbacks.
Yeah, man. Davis Mills was the starter before C.J. Stroud took
but
that
But I'm
job.
saying, like, even behind him.
I agree. I think the Texans tonight go out there and whip that you-know-what.
Yeah.
Plus, let's be real. Matt Eberflus on one side,
Mm-hmm.
D'Amico Ryans on the other.
And don't forget, John, we're getting ready to be close to the time where we bet every Baltimore Ravens preseason game because they love to win preseason games. Next Friday.
That is true. They went 4-0, like, 3 seasons in a row or something?
Like that, yeah.
I'm trying to wonder, do you even play John like Mechie?
I don't know. Maybe.
Or Robert Woods. I'm trying to figure out who he's going to be throwing the ball to.
That's a good question.
Because, Diggs ain't going to be out there. Nico Collins, Tank Dell, they're not going to be out there. I know Robert Woods and John Mechie are on there.
I think they might be out there.
That's not bad for a little backup action.
I say take the Texans. That's who I'm taking tonight.
Dude, did I hear that?
No, you didn't hear anything, John.
Was that somebody partying?
No, you didn't hear anything, John.
Is there a party going on and I'm on air?
Maybe.
Dude, that's not even fair, bro.
Well, good thing you're about to be off here in a minute. So.
Well, the good thing is I also am watching beach volleyball. Another thing that's going to be interesting about the NFL, again, we just got our bets. We're going to party like rock stars, play ball like all stars, do the rest like porn stars. Now I got to ask you, with one other thing in baseball I'm going to bet, and then I'm going to tell you another NFL note. Guardians, Orioles tonight. Lively against Rogers.
Oh, did they finally announce the starting pitcher?
Trevor Rogers is going to make his first start for the Orioles. I feel like this is an opportunity to pound the Guardians. Jose Ramirez has been hitting like a madman. So is Quan. Like, the Guardians are good, and I think I love Lively. No, I like Blake Lively, too, by the way. She's pretty hot, isn't she? Is she that actress?
Yeah,
the blonde one?
She's about to be in another movie there.
I'm back in Lively. I ain't going with Rogers. Aaron Rodgers was arguing with Garrett Wilson. Trevor Rogers is going to be arguing with the Orioles teammates and saying, why, I'm sorry, I suck. I don't know why you asked for me. Minus 110, we're pounding that bad boy. Tomorrow I will explain to you about the Hawkeye. We're not going to see it in tonight's game, but we are going to see it in the preseason. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But for now, get out there, make the world a better place. I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.
Take your basketball shooting and passing skills to new levels at Shoot 360.